Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we are returning to Ultimate General American Revolution, a live stream from my YouTube channel. This particular stream was from a little over a week ago, so I know there's some pronunciation things guys have mentioned in the chat in the previous episodes, but I'm about a week ahead, stream-wise, from where we're at, in these videos. So I'm not going to go back through and edit every single one of those, but I do appreciate you guys letting me know about some of those different appropriate pronunciations, and we'll make an effort to do better in the future, which you'll probably see in about a week. But until then, we're jumping back into episode number 16 of our Let's Play series of this game, which is in early access on Steam. It's made by Game Labs. It's the newest iteration of the Ultimate General series. Its shtick is that it has a dynamic sort of open campaign where your armies can move around on a strategic map of the 13 colonies and engage with the British as they attempt to prevent America from gaining its independence. Now, this series is being played from the point of view of the Americans. British campaign will come out later as part of this game, but right now the early access version only has the Americans. And we are preparing to invade Canada. But at this point in the stream, I kind of am going overview. This is the start of the stream, so I provide an overview of where we're at. So I'm just going to go ahead and step aside, jump back into the stream. I hope you guys enjoy these, and if you are interested, link in the description to the Twitch channel where you can follow us over there. But yeah, without further ado, let's jump on in. We've recently taken Chambly, Fort St. John, and previously Burlington, so we have been pushing north of Champlain Lake now. We are now pushing into Canada. We will likely need to leave a garrison behind for Chambly because it has a zero loyalty. The Canadians, not big fans of us, but we need these troops all out of the garrison at the moment so we can fight the battle for Montreal. The British have sent considerable reinforcements down. I was hoping that we could wear them down, defeat them in detail, defeat them at Chambly, and then defeat them at Montreal. But they've sent over 1,000 reinforcements down to Montreal, which largely negated our victory at Chambly. So it seems like we're going to have a battle at Montreal. Now, the good thing, Montreal isn't a fort, so it should be more of an open field battle. Bad thing, it's winter, so I don't know how my soldiers will perform. The other bad thing, we don't have anywhere near the manpower advantage that I would like, but, you know, you gotta roll with what you got. There's some weapons here that have been dropped from the previous battle. We're gonna hopefully pick those up. I don't think those will go away after this battle. We may just get more, assuming we win, but that is gonna be what we do initially. Now, one other thing just to be aware of is we did recently unlock having a second field officer, so we do have General Benedict Arnold out here at Falmouth. We do have an objective to take Fort George in the next 14 days, but that fort has a considerable garrison, and we do not have a considerable force of troops in the region. So we could possibly try and pull troops up from Portsmouth or maybe even Boston, but I think they have like over 2,000 men there. It's a level 2 fort. I don't love the odds, but maybe we'll try it anyway. We will see. But I don't know if we'll winter in Montreal or not. I think we'll have to see what the state of our army is. If we take heavy casualties, we may have to pull troops south back into America so we can draw recruits, or maybe just wait in Montreal for them to shuffle north to us. But I don't know. A lot's going to depend on the state of our army at the end of this fight. And frankly, we don't know how many men the Canadians or the British have at Quebec or Trois Rivers. We know they recently sent additional reinforcements to Canada, but we don't really know what we'd be up against in a further push. You know, invading Canada in the winter is probably not on the list of things to do as a general officer, but, you know, if it makes sense, we may continue the push. But we got to win this battle first. So, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. All right, they're actually pulling back, so let's go ahead and get our boys forward and just start the battle here. So we'll go in. I think everybody is in the battle cone. Yep, nobody's in the reinforcement cone. So we've got 4,300 troops. The enemy's got 3,800. Some other units are pretty bled down. So these guys here, these 115 and these 51 and these 270 and these 110 or 12, these guys all must be sort of carryover casual units from the previous battle. I'm guessing they're pretty beat up. The other troops in here look fresh-ish. What are the black cross belts? I'm curious what that represents, because we've got about 500 Native American soldiers in their ranks, you can see here. I don't think they have firearms. It looked like they had... Maybe they were shooting bows and arrows. I was thinking slingshots in the previous battle, but I think I just misidentified that arc. It was probably a bow and arrow. The white crossbelts are what we usually see for the British regulars. I'm curious if the black crossbelts represent like a local Canadian militia, but I'm not really sure. So we'll have to see. Yeah, they gone. We are... The YouTube videos are 6 videos behind? No, those are not Hessians. Hessians have the funky hats. So I don't think those are Hessians. I think they may be local Canadian militia. So we'll have to see. We do have a fair number of regulars, but we do also have quite a few militiamen as well. So they outnumber us in terms of regular soldiers, likely. But let's go ahead and fight this battle. I think we'll have to try and lean on our artillery to be the difference maker. It looked like they didn't have a lot of guns. I think they just had 2 or 3 batteries of guns. So we'll have to see what we can accomplish in this fight. Maybe we can lure them in to hit our lines and our artillery can tear them up. But let's see what the battlefield looks like too. Okay, so it's more of an open fight. They're deployed in 2 sort of longer double lines. Our troops are kind of more grouped up. If I can fall back to this wood line here, that might actually make a lot of sense. I don't like the idea of defending in this area. There's too much congestion, too much cover that they'll benefit from. But if I can fall back to this wood line, they'll have to come across a mostly open terrain on the right or left flank. And in the center, there's a little bit of cover, but still we'll have a nice killing field in front of us. So, yeah, I'm guessing they're local militia for the Canadians. All right, so these boys, yeah, I don't want to push forward into the woods. I don't want them in cover. So the woods behind us are a little bit beyond the deployment zone, but we can pull back easily enough. So let's do that. First things first, though, we're going to do the merge your troops deal. Because even though it gives me a shorter front line, which might actually matter in this battle, given that they've got roughly equal numbers to us, I would rather the firepower, right? Especially if I can position my line in a way that their additional regiments don't really benefit them, right? Like if we can refuse our line or something like that. I'm curious why the game deployed our troops like on top of each other like this. It's a little strange. We do have quite a few units that are level 2 experience, so that's nice. You can see a lot of 2 stars. Some of these companies are pretty badly shot up. That being said, they are experienced. These boys have been fighting with me for a good long while. I'm curious how experience is treated in divisions, like when you merge units. I don't know the answer to that. How does the game treat it if you've got like units with different experience levels merged together? I think most of my units are... Yeah, that one dropped to a 1-star from 1-2. Most of my units that I'm merging are all identical experience, though, so... Also, if they have different weapons, can they not merge, or... That's probably not a question I need to worry about too much at the moment. That was probably more of a question I should have been wondering about a while ago, but... Okay. So pretty much everybody merged. We got a nice chunk of artillery here. Let's go ahead and get the artillery all the way at the back, because I'm going to fall back, as a reminder. I mean, we could anchor on this section here, but that would be putting a lot of our troops in the... I'm just going to put all my troops on top of each other toward the rear. I should really build some skirmisher companies, though. Alright. We will start the battle, unpause, and then we'll go ahead and pause. We don't have much ammo in the wagons because the wagons resupplied our troops recently. Wagon will move through this open terrain and sort of shelter in the rear. So we're going to kind of try and form a line here across the face of this wooded terrain. We will set up some reserves in case they get in and around behind us. Okay. There's 46 men here? John Stock! Should be a big fight. I like to fight my big battles on the defensive, mainly because the AI tends to be very aggressive, so, like, why go over the top and be overly aggressive yourself? Let them come to you, let them kill themselves on your lines. Kind of tends to be my response. All right, we are going to try to concentrate our artillery a little bit, but I do want to put, like, maybe 2 or 3 sort of sub-batteries. So we'll put, like, 1 in the middle with, like, 3 batteries. We'll put 2 on the left, and then maybe a lone battery on the right. I think that's most of the troops I issued orders to anyway. Hey, Wagon, you gonna turn around or just gonna walk toward the enemy? Yeah, you were supposed to go back here. We do have some companies that aren't moving yet because I probably lost them in the shuffle. There is cavalry in the Revolution, but I have not researched it yet. We did fight some British cavalry in the Battle for Boston. They do exist, but they are very expensive. They're also, I think, very powerful. Alright, boys, get in the wood line. The enemy's taken 2 of the objectives out here, so they are likely moving toward us. I don't think they had these objectives initially. My character, if he dies, and I say this every battle, but if my character dies, the game is over, you lose. That being said, without cavalry, he is my most effective scout. So there is that. Alright. This is not the prettiest line I've ever made. Forward. Let's move this gun up here. You can sort of form your gun and shoot between these 2 regiments. I think guns mostly still shoot, even if you're like blocked-ish, mostly. What's interesting is there's no, I don't think there's a lay down command. I haven't seen it. Alright, they've taken all the objectives, so they are coming. There's some boys in the open with their flag. Their silly little flag. Alright. I don't see the option to detach skirmishers. It's possible that comes later with research. It's possible that's not a feature. I'm not 100%. In the previous Ultimate General games, you 100% could detach skirmishers off a main unit. There are companies of skirmishers you can raise, and you can even give them, like, rifles. But I don't know if that is, you know, if it prohibits you from... Okay, they are shooting over my boys. Now, these guys are at distance, so it does make some sense. I don't think they shoot through the lines, but... because friendly fire does exist if your boys are too close to where the shells are falling, so... Anyway, the artillery's firing at the men they see. Probably wasting a little bit of ammo at this point. Maybe we just tell them to hold their fire. Don't waste the powder! Alright, well, I guess if they're going to get closer. I'm assuming there's more bad guys coming. more bad guys back here. All right, boys, hold your fire for now. Wait until they get out of that tree line before you open up. At least with the artillery. I don't have a lot of spare ammo in the wagon. We recently just fought a major battle, which consumed a lot of our powder. Drained the wagon of a lot of its supplies. That's pretty cool, Indiana. Alright, they're going to show me their flank. I will let them shoot these two guns. Are these the 12-pounders? They are. The big boys. They called them siege guns. You'd think firing down the flank of a unit would have a little more impact. There's some skirmishers coming up from the British. Alright, these boys are going to come across my front. I will open up with these guns. Ready! Fire! Hit 'em, boys! Alright, are these the native troops? Yeah, they got their bow and arrows. Then you've got the green jackets here, which are the light infantry. Kind of like the Minutemen, like the skirmishers. Army's really stacking up. Oh, never mind. I was going to say they're stacking up on our left flank, but they're also moving toward the other flank now, too. Oh, boy. A lot of men coming. Now, these guys are coming across the open. Our boys are in cover. I don't have them set to kneel, because I'd like them to wheel. That kind of rhymed. If the enemy sort of moves in on their flank. I guess these guys can kneel, because I get 15 more cover if they kneel. That is darn good cover. 60% cover when the enemy has probably 0. Should really help. We're engaging these light enemy infantry out here. Another native tribe coming at us on this flank. We'll go ahead and shift these 205 men to face them. It's interesting, our infantry is weakest probably in the center, although we do have some reserves, but that's where all of our artillery is. Which is also going to chew through what ammo we have in the wagons here, because these 3 batteries are all in the resupply radius. Those men retreated that easily? They barely lost any men. Sometimes I feel like my regulars are less willing to fight in this game than my militia. What are they retreating for? You're in good cover. My troops on this center too are retreating too. Good thing I got plenty of reserves. Cut them down, cowards. Boys, what are you doing? No, I guess you're outflanked at least. I'll give you some credit there. Alright, shift the reserves left. This artillery's at least gonna fire canister at the bastards. Whoa, it wrecked that company. Did you see that? Oh, man. Like the whole left flank of the company fell down. Hey, there's another artillery battery I wasn't using. They're routing? I am kind of disappointed in my boys on the left. They are not putting up as much of a fight as I would have hoped. The boys on the right and center are doing a bit better. I guess maybe the lead regiment's in a bit of a salient where it's getting shot at from multiple angles and the other guys aren't. Why are they not firing canister? These guys should be in canister range, right? Oh, that's the battery behind them. Are they not reloading? What's going on here? And they're routing back. My left flank is not in good shape. Those boys are abandoning their guns. Alright, so they're really having success on the left. On the right, less so. At least right now. They've had some success. And way less in the center. I'm going to shift more troops left. If this was a feint, it would succeed. It's succeeding remarkably. But I don't think it is. I think my boys are just... It's too much for them. I don't know why my artillery isn't reloading, though. Why are they part of the... Is it because they're getting shot at? Oh, they're firing canister there. My general has these guys in command radius. God, they're really building up on that flank. I need to get more of the muskets in the fight. Alright. Feels like the feint was on the right. Oh, there are some troops back there, but generally speaking... I'm curious if there's something else going on here with, like, elevation or something. I'm not sure why my boys on the left are not willing to fight. They've never... I mean, I guess technically they're being flanked. The skirmishers are a pain in the ass, that's for sure. I don't know if enemy artillery is hitting me more on this flank, maybe? I mean, that could explain some of this. But I don't think so. Where are you going? Can we just rout this damn militia or at least they're being pushed back. There are more troops coming in on the left. Dear God. At least I drove off that one artillery battery. Someone shattered. I think one of... Who is this? Alright, we shattered a British unit. Alright, boys. Butcher, keep him fighting. We gotta keep them separated. It's gotta be something with artillery. Or something. These flags are different. Canadian flag? Artillery battery? Okay, so we shattered that artillery battery. I guess that's good. Oh, you're getting shot from behind. That is not good. Alright, I'm kind of holding and pushing forward in the center. Holding on the right, pushing forward on the center. And then I'm trying to buy myself some time on the left. As I shove in more and more reserves. Gotta be some light troops here that are hitting me that I can't see. Alright, that artillery is dying. Huh. So right flank they're pushing forward to now as well, and I've committed almost all my reserves to the left. So we'll see. Alright, we drove back that battery. Go take those guns. Rear flank from who? Who's shooting you from behind? There we go. Another company shattered. And our right flank has gotten a lot dicier. We've got like 2 companies holding the line here. The guns are mostly uncovered. I don't have like any infantry guarding them. And all of my infantry pretty much has been deployed to the left flank. Who are these boys? Green jacket? Oh, they're light troops. Okay. Shattered them. Suppose the one positive is it seems like we're outright destroying more of them than they have us. There are these artillery pieces just in the open. Are these guns still firing? They are. You would think that would help. What style guns are these that we captured? 6-pounders? Okay. I wonder if that's the standard British infantry. Who surrendered? Well, he surrendered and then surrendered back. Alright. Things have stabilized a little bit. I'm going to send one more company back to guard these guns because we are breaking on the right flank. Native troops seem to have much better sort of concealment. It seems like they're moving through this wood line here. First Lieutenant, I don't know who you are, just got killed. Okay. That's the problem with the hold order, is these boys didn't turn to fire. Oh, the enemy's withdrawing. Thank God. All right, that was a closer fight than it looked, I guess. Now we gotta try and capture as many of these assholes as we can. Oh God, really just fired into my own men. Alright, I don't know that I have the stamina to pursue a lot of these guys. Let's see what we can do. I don't think that was a Pyrrhic victory because I think they suffered a lot, but it certainly didn't feel like a great victory. Alright, captured a couple more enemy companies. Trying to finish them off before they can retreat off the map. Hey boys, get away from them. No, you're trying to take your boys back. I don't appreciate that. Oh, there we go. They surrendered. Yeah, some of the AI is trying to liberate their recently captured men. It would appear ineffectually. But I think the surrendering phase sort of at the end of the battle, I hate this keep scrolling icon, is giving us a much better result than we had previously. Because we just captured a bunch of enemy regiments that frankly should have run away. Should have run away. Alright, we got them. Let's see if we can finish off this battery of artillery. Are they stuck in the mud? No, they're oh! Ow! Well, they did fire some canister off at my boys. Charge! Bayonets! No? No fatigue, no stamina to do it. Okay. Well, you guys go up here. Stop babysitting those troops. Finish this battery off and we'll close the battle out. There you go. Alright. Victory. So we engaged with 4,200 men. We did lose 1,300 men, so that it did get dicey. We lost, you know, more than a quarter of our troops. We lost 4 of our 15 guns, so a quarter of our guns. The enemy lost 2,100 of their 3,800 boys, plus another 375 captured. So 375 captured, 2,162 casualties. That means 2,500 out of 1,300 were lost. So they have 1,300 men left, while we have 2,900. So we did get the better of them, even considering the ratios when you consider how many men we brought to the fight and how many they brought to the fight, but still certainly a very bloody battle. And we'll have to see what they do now. Do they retreat into Montreal? Do they retreat to Troyes a bit further northeast? Let's see what happens. Additionally, it's very possible some of these battered regiments may surrender on the strategic map in sort of the pursuit phase. So we'll have to see what happens here. But let's push our regiments forward. I hate the way these work. Don't do all that. Just push in on them. Don't spread all over the God's green earth, or in this case, God's white earth, because it's all snowy. All right. Yes. 2 enemy regiments at least surrendered. And some of them are going to... Oh, nope. A 3rd enemy regiment surrendered. So it looks like only about 300 men are going to escape out of that whole force. Hell yes. That is what I wanted. Alright, we're going to capture a whole bunch of equipment here. A whole bunch of equipment getting captured. Ammunition getting captured. Whew, that's a lot of rifles there. Did those all disappear? Did we time out on those weapons? Damn it. Oh, the other weapons from the prior battle look like they disappeared right before we captured them. Meanwhile, we're in the process of capturing Montreal. 13 days left on the capture Fort George. They want to give me 146 Charleville 66s for $3,000. I don't want to spend $3,000. Although I am about to get 20 or so. Are these enemy troops going to try and come to Montreal? You're going to really march 700 men into what I've got here? They'll probably turn around once Montreal falls. They do. Alright. Alright, these 200 men are going to move back to Chambly because there is a revolution risk. What are they anyway? What are these troops? They're just militia, right? So we'll garrison there. We really should garrison Fort St. John too. I don't want to pull anyone with artillery out if I don't have to. I don't like the idea of using a larger militia regiment, but... Montreal is captured, plus 25 reputation, 20,000 gold, and 30 furs, which are valuable too. Alright. Militia will garrison Chambly. Militia will also go garrison Fort St. John, and that leaves us with 2,300 troops to pursue northeast toward Trois-Rivières. We also have the objective to take Quebec but in the next 321 days. But Montreal is ours. Also, our loyalty is increasing. The British and French there, you know, maybe some of the folks will like me. All right. But my loyalty in Fort St. John's is going down because of taxes. All right, so we've got 25,000 gold now. I can spend reputation to speed something up. Equipment committee. That just speeds up research speed. See, I've got 125 reputation. That is a lot. What is common defense going to give me? Better research speed in my HQ, which I guess is a good thing, but that's kind of a long play thing. Merchant stalls complete in Boston. Montreal was captured. And the 95th Foot was wiped out. And we know we're not using all the factories and shipyards. I'm aware of it. All right. So what do we have now anyway? If we go to the market, we have 2,000 brown besses. We captured a lot. We've got 1,200 United States muskets, which are like our version of the brown bess, a little bit worse. We've got 119 Charleville 66s, 842 civilian muskets, 78 Spanish 55s, 110 hunter rifles, and some dragoon carbines. We also have 12 6-pound field pieces now and 2 unused 12-pound field pieces, plus 3 8-inch land service mortars from one of the forts we took, and 35 6-pound naval guns if we ever get around to building a navy. The 20 furs will come in handy when it comes to getting more money. We can sell those. I don't think you can do anything else with fur, but the fur is worth a lot. That's like another 10 grand. I'll hold off. I'll keep I'll keep them as sort of a backup income rather than just get a bunch of income right away. So I think what we need to do, as much as I don't really want to do it, is it seems, although I don't have like any production points in New York, can I fix that? New York. What are you doing right now? What is the provincial... there is no provincial doctrine for New York right now. Okay, so we should assign a doctrine. And we can do construction, which gives me additional construction points. We do propaganda, which is expensive, but it will boost the loyalty of the colony, which is the end goal. But in a more sustainable way, I think construction is what we want. So let's do that. Let's do construction priority for New York. Will that give me any points? A very small number of points in some of these places. All right, Fort Montgomery is losing its support for us. So if we build a printing press, weekly loyalty will go up. So we should do that. How long is it going to take? 27 days? Okay, that's not too bad. Kingston's already going up from the locality, but a printing I feel like, as much as this maybe feels like a little bit of waste of money, printing presses feels like a good idea for a lot of these places. +3. What's the church do? Oh, church just makes people more passive. All right, we'll do printing press in Kingston. This is going to take a lot longer here because we do not have the construction points. So that's going to take 130 days. I need to get more labor into Albany. Let's hold off on spending that in places with even fewer production points. How do I get more labor? I just need to take more prisoners? You'd think there'd be more labor at Fort St. John's with the 500 prisoners we've got there. Chambly is +3 from local, 0.3 from locality, plus -0.2 from taxes. All right. We will do one more printing press here. That'll be 72 days. Montreal. I mean, do we think we can hold it? Otherwise, it's kind of a waste if we don't think we can hold it. All right, so we did that. We still have 20 grand. We should probably do some more economic stuff out east. So we built merchant stalls in Boston and docks. Tax office would be nice. Gives me more money in any event. I don't really know what to build in this game. I know furs are valuable. Production points just kind of serve their own purpose. Recruiting house, obviously more recruits are always necessary, but to me, the economy is our problem generally. Like, I don't have the funds to support the war. And so I think in that sense, taxes probably, right? Or maybe weavers for textiles. I don't know which is more efficient. Maybe actually if we go to the... Where is this? Construction management. So this might actually be more important in the short term. So can we do mining? So we did increase the infrastructure at Connecticut, which now gives me more slots to build here. So I'm thinking we'll do another mine here. So that stuff's always important. And then maybe do a military post and at Boston. Again, the economy is important, but we've got that regiment cap, which is a challenge. Also, does infrastructure give you construction points? Because maybe is there anything I can do? One production point. Yes. Okay, we should do that in New York. Because I need more production points in New York. If I'm going to try and get the loyalty of the folks up there. All right, so we'll spend 16. That's going to be 100 plus days. So slow. Maybe... cancel that for now. Will that speed up? Will less... No. Okay. And I guess, so we've got 2 industrial and we've got 2 agriculture in the Boston area. You'd think you'd want mining stuff there, right? I suppose to that extent, maybe we just do a tax office. Boston's loyal. Boston has a local loyalty, which is heavy. So maybe a little bit more cash from them with the tax office is a good thing. Also, we could upgrade to a capital. Upgrade our capital. Or upgrade to a capital. Improves loyalty. Is there anything that can upgrade here? 407 days? Dear God. Can you use your soldiers as laborers? Alright, we're going to try... I don't know if we've got time. Thanks for the 2 grand. I don't think I'm going to have time to push on St. George, and even if I do, the likelihood of my ability to cap the fort, I think it takes a day or two to cap it. But we're going to try and push on Fort George. $2,800 men? 2,800 additional soldiers are joining Fort Frank, Halifax, George, and Mendoc. Is that immediately? Oh my god. Literally right as I started marching that way. 2,900 men in Fort George. So I went from what would have been a roughly even fight to being heavily outnumbered. Maybe I can lure them out and fight them in the open. Maybe Schaefer can be the bait. They're moving 700 troops south? Okay. I was going to chance it. I was going to go ahead and attack, but not with those odds. Fall back to Falmouth. Were they trying to come for me now? How many did they leave behind? Alright, thank God. They could have pushed forward and taken Falmouth. But the second I went into garrison, they were like, nah, we don't want to do a siege. Okay. Thank you, boys. We'll fail on the Fort George. That's fine. Alright. Get back to Lyman. It's going to take a day or two. March through the mountains. Another donation, huh? So we can... The French have decided to give us 21 ammunition. If we decline it, or I think we shouldn't accept it, then our tensions go up. Yeah, why wouldn't you accept the gift? Yeah, the map will expand more in 1776. It's hard to believe after all of this time we're still just in 1775. But during there will be a New York campaign where the map will expand more. All right. Spend a reputation? Yes, I have 125 reputation. I'm going to save myself 20 days and immediately get common defense. Town hall in Montreal was repaired. How long would this take to upgrade? 463 days. That is incredible. Regiment cap investing in military infrastructure will do it. All right. So we'll get 4 weekly loyalty if we upgrade Montreal to a capital, which feels like maybe we should just do it. It'll take 126 days, though. How long will the printing press take? Let's do that. 47 days. I want to occupy. I hate that the taxes thing is a huge drag on me when I didn't get the choice. Like, it never asked me, do you want to have taxes? I don't think I can do anything with that. I think Congress, maybe the colony management. Is there anything I can do here? Mine, prod development. Convene the economic committee to propose financial changes. Okay, so if I did this, I could... Why does it say, are you sure? What, like... Okay, convene the economic committee. What are we going to do? I would like to propose a tax increase. -20 reputation plus 1% taxes. I think it's time for a tax cut. So I could get rid of the taxes. I might need them. The problem is it costs reputation to make a change. And I probably need that money, right? Like, we're pulling in 1,300 gold. The military is more expensive than that. It's 2,900 salary right now. Sea trade is another 300, but that fluctuates a lot based on British naval stuff. So, like, my income is dicey right now. We were in financial straits just a minute ago. So investing in new buildings, which will help fix that, seems more appealing. But the construction points of all of New York are so terrible that they will take forever to build. Kingston is already in a positive situation. The printing press will make it probably real solid. Fort Montgomery is not, but at least we'll have this in 20 days. So southern New York is okay. Actually, now that I think about it, I think there were some spots in. So loyalty's already fallen to 79%. A big chunk of that is due to casualties taken. So some of those regiments which were shot up here, you can see they are not happy with that. We will make Hartford a capital. All right, everybody, I know you were eagerly anticipating me finishing up my infrastructure build in New York, but that will have to wait for next time. We've been going for almost an hour now, and this seems like as logical a place as any to go ahead and wrap this episode up. So I do hope you guys enjoyed. Please let me know your thoughts below. And without further ado, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out.